It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. I'm out on a little jog. Thought I'd record this week's challenge. So the time has come for week number 2 in the Rejection Therapy challenge. And you know what that means. That means putting ourselves out there, asking questions, putting out requests for things that really will have high likelihood of giving us a no, a rejection, because we want to get used to that. But also the questions we ask, they should align with what we really want, because this is about building self-esteem as well. And that means living as you know you should do, doing the things that you ought to do. That is what this week's challenge is all about, so stay tuned if you want to hear all the details. So you see that bench over there? Right there? About a year ago. Well, almost exactly a year ago. I was sitting on that bench doing my first ever recording for YouTube. I was sitting here thinking, what the heck am I doing? Totally insecure and just felt like shit actually. This feels weird, talking to myself in the middle of a park. But today, 1 year has passed, and so much has happened. I feel confident. I had no idea what I was throwing myself into, and I had no idea what a personal development journey it would end up being. This journey has only begun. I have so much more to give, and I have so much more left to grow. And this format, this concept, it may not have been a tremendous success. It's some kind of rejection therapy. I'm putting my work out there. I mean, I don't even have 100 subscribers yet. But that's really not what I'm putting the emphasis on. I'm a new person and I enjoy every second of it. Well, that's not true. It's really hard to do this. Growing, it takes some goddamn energy and you have to put in some goddamn effort. I'll tell you that. But I do love it and I have no intention of quitting it. Now, rejection therapy is something that actually got some attention from this guy, Jia, who did a 100-day challenge on this. Basically, where he put up 100 different questions basically. So he went out there and did this 100 times in order to get rejected. That guy really inspired me to try this out. And we have actually been doing this for 1 week. That was 2 weeks ago. And that's how I'm gonna structure it. Every other week, I'm doing this rejection therapy challenge. And between that, we have self-esteem building things. That's the focus right now. And this aligns really well with this rejection therapy. Firstly, that week was one of the best weeks in I don't know how long. Just the thrill of going out there and talking to people, connecting with people, made me feel so alive. And it has so many benefits. The major benefit that Jia aimed to was to get desensitized, get used to the rejection. He wanted to lose that fear and ability to be able to cope with rejection. That means you can go out and ask all the things you ever dreamed of. I mean, if there was nothing stopping you, what would you ask? What would you go out and request? I mean, when you start to think in terms of that, what question could I ask that really could take my life to another? I mean, that's tickling questions, and it's so fun to think about these things. It really is. That's why I'm so excited about this coming week. I really am. And the other benefit that Jia really is emphasizing as well, he taught himself these negotiation skills. Like in the beginning it was just, it was a no when he asked something. But then he realized that he could actually negotiate or have small little techniques for, in a more easier way, get a yes out of that request. If he addressed the worry that the person he was asking had. For instance, when he knocked on somebody's door with a plant in his hands and asked if he could dig that plant down, he got a no. And so he asked why, and he got a reply that, yeah, I got a dog, so he's just gonna tear it up. But if you really want to do this, you should go across the street and ask my neighbor. She would love to do that. Being comfortable in asking a little follow-up questions, learning how to negotiate, having a easiness to it, maybe a little bit of humor, and addressing the worry of the person you're talking to. I know this is a weird request. You can actually more easier get a yes. But there are some rules to it, or basically there are one rule. You can't lie. If you're lying, that is something that is devastating for your self-esteem. Remember, we are having a twofold purpose here. We want to be used to taking a rejection, but we also want to build our self-esteem. And building self-esteem, we do that by doing what we know is the right thing to do, because it is the reputation that we acquire with ourselves. And if we go out there and lie, we are telling ourselves that we are liars, and that will crush our self-esteem. We want to be honest about this, otherwise we're working against ourselves. Now, you could just do small little challenges like Jiajing did, because the purpose of getting used to rejection, that it has a larger purpose in itself. But I see this as, why not do this in a more efficient way? Why not only do requests and questions that actually move us forward towards our goals and dreams? Ask one question or request each day, and do it with these two rules in mind. Don't lie, and have a request or question that aligns with your beliefs, values, or just something that you want to cross off your bucket list. That's my approach to this, and that's why I also think it's super exciting, because I'm so curious what this will lead up to. So that is the challenge of this week 2 of the Rejection Therapy. Bet you could get it as excited as I feel right now if you just think about this, make a commitment to do this. I will vlog about this during the week, so make sure to stop by so we can maybe share some experiences together. I'm trying to come up with questions or requests I can ask, and it's not as easy as I thought it would be. That means I might have to decrease the pressure of having like life-changing requests. Maybe they should be more rejection aimed, or at least until you can come up with those super good questions. My question will be to approach someone on the street, on the train, in public, with my camera ready, with the microphone, everything, and ask them to say something into the camera. I haven't decided upon what I will ask them to say yet. That will be tomorrow morning's quest, I guess. But I think that's something I want to do. It's something that will benefit me to be able to approach random people with my camera. That will be tomorrow's first request. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. It really is. Something I've been thinking about for a long time, but never got around to. Well, I've avoided it. So that's it. I hope you have thought of some question as well. If you haven't, I have a link down there with some suggestions from Jia Jing's 100 Days of Rejection list. Maybe you can find some inspiration there. That's it for me. Have a lovely evening. Bye, guys.